chug some beers and make some bad gambling picks. Welcome to ChuggieBets. So about let's say about 8 weeks ago, we did our bad team draft. For anyone who listened to that podcast, I thought it was a hilarious idea. It may not have been as funny as anyone else, but our job in this was to pick the teams that would be worst in every conference and then a wild card worst team. And boy, the results are coming in hot and heavy this week. And these results will get more and more funny as the year goes on. We'll figure out who's bad at being bad and who's good at being bad. The early results are in, and boy, Danny, congratulations. You are fully defeated at this point. 0 wins, 6 losses. Do you have anything to say to the audience?
I'd just like first off, thank you. This is actually my specialty, picking losers. If I had just reversed on all of my picks last year, I would have been doing great. So when it comes to picking bad teams, man, I sure know how to pick them.
You're the best at it. I'm not too far behind you, bud. I got 1 win, 7 losses. I'm really crushing it with Stanford and Mississippi State with 2 early conference losses.
Yeah.
We will see how Rutgers is looking better than I had expected. So that doesn't seem to be going as well as I had hoped. In third place, Sunshine is standing admirably in his bullshit with 1 win, 5 losses. His only win is Kansas. Kansas seems like a dangerous choice from the early numbers. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if you look at my picks, like the Auburn one looks terrible, but I got that loss last week, and I think I'm gonna get another loss this week. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling strong with that Auburn pick. Colorado was looking iffy the first couple weeks, but I'm not feeling nearly as iffy after that Oregon game going into the USC game. So picking losers, I feel like I'm doing a good job.
You're doing a wonderful job. And then in the penultimate last place,
shocker, Andy accidentally picks winners.
Yeah. He's a team that's 1-0 in Florida, which doesn't look great. Cal looks like the right one. Iowa State's going to be bad. Northwestern.
Andy literally has an above 500 record in the bad team draft.
Yeah.
But he's not even the worst at being bad. Congratulations, Al. You are officially the worst at being bad. How do you feel about yourself right now?
Small sample size, okay? Give me a break.
That's what she said.
I'm also just glad that it's conference games only, because I think my combined win record of my 6 teams is like 6 games over 500.
West Virginia's 3-1.
Yeah.
That shit is hilarious to me. That team I was laughing about before the year, and they're actually playing like good football. That's awesome. But
was Arizona State just not available?
I don't know. I think I screwed up by taking my wild card first.
Chris must have already taken them or something. Like I can't believe that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll update this every couple weeks. You don't need to do this all the time, but if you guys were there, we are following the bad team draft. So thank you guys for following us. That's Danny. That's Al. We got a gang of picks that'll probably win, but who knows? Cheers.
But first, let's chug a beer.
Andy's picks. Andy gave us his picks too, so we have the good ones. You're not just getting my losers.
All right, we're not going to stand on ceremony. Thank you for listening to last week's when we tricked you into having picks. But Danny did tease us in a great Friday night game. We have Louisville facing NC State. Danny, why do you want Louisville? Why do you think Louisville will cover?
Basically, I think Louisville's going to cover because they've been better than NC State so far. Like NC State was way too close against Virginia, who is a really, really bad team. Mm-hmm. And Louisville really handled their business against Boston College last week. So just like recent form, if we were going to talk like soccer words, because that's what I'm better at betting, I would go with Louisville by far. And like the line isn't that heavy. It's like 6.5, I believe is where I got it.
3.5.
3.5. There we go. I knew it was somewhere between 3 and 7. I think they're going to win by more than a touchdown. So I'm there at 3.5.
I think everything you just said, Danny, is absolutely correct. But I'm taking NC State +4, and hear me out. Danny's rolling on vibes. I'm rolling on. This is a pure NC State play, which is a dangerous game because NC State they love to shit the bed when they're the favorite, when like they're in the spotlight, right? When it's their moment, they love to let you down. But this is sort of like that's already happened. They've already let down. No one had. There's no expectations for NC State anymore. They're at home. They're 4-point dogs, and even though Louisville has looked good, it's still Louisville. So that's why I'm gonna like reluctantly take the 4 points with NC State at home.
Yeah. I feel better about Louisville being good, but I don't know. This game feels scary to me. So I understand both of your sides. Let's take Uncle Kyle on the road. Utah has been winning games without a functional quarterback. Honestly, kudos to Uncle Kyle. He's the best coach in college football for my money. Al, why are you backing an Uncle Kyle this week in Utah?
Yeah. So whether they're starting Cam Rising or Cam Sinking, Utah plus 3.5 at Oregon State. So I know Oregon State is a tough place to win, right? I think Oregon State has covered like 30 something games straight at home. Like they're a cover machine at home. But they haven't played all those games with DJ Uyunglele at quarterback, who is legitimately a liability. Every time he throws the ball, it's a wasted snap. They can run the ball like hell, but I'll tell you what, Utah has a really good defense. So if those two cancel out, Utah is better at across the board. So
It's really a credit to how good the Pac-12 is, man. Oregon State, Washington State this weekend. That's a game we didn't talk about in our previous podcast. It was a great game, and Washington
Mhm.
State's fucking good. Cam
Yeah.
Ward, they're not talking about him for the Heisman, and they should. The Pac-12 is loaded with talent.
yeah, he's really good.
This will be a fun one. It ain't at Rice Eccles in Utah, where they're undefeated for the last 12 years. So I'll be curious to see how this game plays out in Corvallis. Louisiana Tech and UTEP. Andy is laying points with UTEP at 1 point. He's probably going to say that the home value, they're neutral. There would probably be a neutral game, so the value at home is worth it or something like that. Let's pretend that's Andy.
Spreadsheets.
Yeah,
Spreadsheet.
the numbers say UTEP should win by more than a point.
And the last game on Friday night, I'm super interested in. It's just such a weird, odd matchup for the Big 12. We got Cincinnati going into Provo to face BYU at 10:15. Provo Friday night. I don't think either team's very good, and I'm going to use that same Andy logic. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with BYU. I think they're pretty similar teams, and I just think Provo can be a lot. It's going to be a whiteout for sure. We're going to be wearing different shirts. But it's going to be a whiteout.
It doesn't matter what color shirt they're wearing, but it's going to be a whiteout.
Provo. I just think it's BYU does have a good home field advantage, and I don't like Cincinnati at all. So
Kenyon Martin isn't going to show up.
Oh, I wish Nick Van Exel. Nick Van Exel will be there.
Those basketball teams were so fun. Sorry, let's go on.
No, they were.
I think both of these teams. I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think Cincinnati should be favored if they were at home or neutral site. I think it being in BYU and being like a Friday night game, none of those things really give me super confidence. But I'm not comfortable laying points with BYU against a team that should be a lot better than them in Cincinnati. So I'll take the points.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. This is a vibes play for me. This is not like a spreadsheet play. I don't think they're very good. So I understand.
I'm vibing with Matt on this one. So if that makes you feel better or worse about a play,
oh, Danny, do you want to introduce the game you're playing this week? The Fade Al game. Are you playing Fade Al?
I am sort of. I'm not going on this game, but I'm kind of. I know you guys saw it on the Louisville USC or the Louisville NC State game. I'm definitely fading Al there. I did not see that I was doing this before it happened, but Al and I are against each other on almost every pick this week. I was going to introduce that in my next play, but yeah, I'm fading Al this week, and I don't like Al's pick here either on Cincinnati.
So it's either going to be a good week.
I also
for me,
don't like Al's pick on Utah, but I didn't bet that one either.
It's either going to be a really good week for me or an incredible bit that Danny is taking up. But that also takes us through the Friday, the weekday slate here. And as we approach our Saturday noon kickoffs, we need to take a moment with Danny. Danny, let us know, when should we mow our grass?
This Saturday, there's actually a pretty decent soccer slate in the morning, so you don't want to do it early before the games start. So have your game day on your one TV, have your Premier League on your other TV. But when noon hits, you thought, oh, Colorado USC, that's gonna be a great game. No, it's fucking not.
No.
USC's a wagon. Colorado clearly can't even hang with Oregon. They're not gonna be able to hang with USC. You don't want to worry about that one. Penn State Northwestern, don't worry about that shit. There's none of these games that are worth watching. Florida, Kentucky, that's just the ass of the SEC. Nobody wants to look at that. Have you seen the asses in the southeastern United States? Nobody wants to look at those.
Oh, they have
Seven
some
in
pretty
my life.
impressive sorority rush videos.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy don't do great for those. Utah State and UConn.
That is an ass game. Oh, that's an ass. I don't want to see any of the asses, and I don't want to watch that shit at all.
I mean,
I don't even know
best
if
thing you
Utah
got
State's
going
a
on here is maybe
favorite.
South Alabama versus James Madison, and if that's the best game you got, that's when you mow your fucking lawn. If that's your best game in the window, that's when you mow your lawn.
Honestly,
that's when I'll be
Gabe,
mowing my lawn.
I think that you found the best game. That is by far the most entertaining game of the lineup, and
Yeah, and nobody knows how
right.
to watch it.
So when that sun is directly overhead is when you bust out that lawnmower.
Yep.
Fire it
Buddy,
up.
the weather's changing everywhere but Florida. It's getting a little bit
I
cooler.
know.
We still have to deal with the heat and the hurricanes. It's a great time.
You
for a
never
moment.
don't have to in this state, so it's okay.
So just you fire up your lawnmower right at noon, you mow it up, you can get in the pool in the second half when this awesome 1:30 game starts of Eastern Michigan versus Central Michigan.
The dream. You're living the dream.
The
I don't know what
directional
channel
Michigan.
that shit is.
I mean,
God.
right before Virginia, Boston College. Yeah, that early window is bad, man. It gets better at 3:30. That's why you mow it early.
Have it done.
If there's ever been more evidence that college football is ran by the TV companies, right? That ESPN and Fox own college football, it's this game. USC at Colorado at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. In Los Angeles, where the teams preside. I am going to take the points with Colorado. All right, look, I don't love it. I'm not going to lie about it.
I don't love it at all.
I watched USC, I think, played a look-ahead game last week against Arizona State for Colorado, which I don't know what that says about USC. It doesn't say good things where they're looking ahead to play Colorado, but I do think the media attention is getting a lot of attention that way. USC's defense still is not good. That Arizona State team sucks. They are injured across the whole line. They don't have a starting offensive lineman, and their other linemen are like the equivalent of like FCS schools. Not good. So I was really underwhelmed with USC in that game. I think it's too many points. It's probably, I wouldn't go below 21. I do think USC will carry the day, but I'm probably wrong here. It's just a math
Yeah,
play.
Andy's with you, and I really wanted to pull the trigger on this one, but I thought it's better to just see how it shakes out without any stake on it.
Knowing that Al's kind of with you, I'm just going to pull the trigger here and say hashtag fade Al. Because USC is going to roll Colorado here. Come on, guys. Shador's really good. He is. He's a very, very good football player, but like that offensive line, USC has at least one pass rusher, and they only have half a blocker on Colorado's offensive line, and it's like a fullback that doesn't play. I mean, I
do think it's like a wake up call to Colorado. Like they may have been like sniffing their own shit a little too much.
I'm sure they were
high on the horse. So,
Yeah.
It was
the smell of their own poop is why the Oregon whooped that ass. It had nothing to do with talent discrepancy.
No, I'm not saying it's why
they literally
lost. I'm saying it's why they'll cover this week.
Two of their best players aren't playing, and they're both named Travis Hunter.
That's true. Yeah, I kind of feel bad because, look, I know what Coach Prime is doing, and he's getting a lot of attention for Colorado, but he's also ratcheting up the pressure for a team that shouldn't have that much pressure on them.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing and a bad thing. It sucks for the kids there. Like, look, they're getting a ton of TV attention.
Great for the kids there. What are you talking about?
You don't think they have to feel pressure, like, and it's really uncomfortable
It's
in games where
sports,
they're
man. They
good?
want pressure.
That's true.
What kid is out there like, I don't want the at bat in the bottom of the ninth with like 2 outs and bases loaded down 4.
But they don't want to face Aroldis Chapman when you're like a
Simon
double A player. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a totally different scale. Like, you're not playing Nebraska and Colorado State playing close game. Well, you didn't play a close one against Nebraska, but this isn't a close game against Colorado State anymore. This is like the big boys, and you're facing fucking Caleb Williams.
If I'm a wide receiver getting snaps on that team and I got Shador throwing to me, I think I got a shot on offense.
Yeah, no, I get that. Maybe I'm just I'm a wuss. I was going to use a different word, but
I might not have a shot, right? But in my mind, if I'm a wide receiver that got into college, like got a scholarship to Colorado and I'm playing there, I think I have a shot.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the noon game. We got Penn State facing the mighty Northwestern. I don't even know what their mascot is. Lions?
The Wildcats.
Oh, Wildcats. There you go. Al, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I'm laying 25.5 with Penn State. Don't overthink it. Northwestern coming off of a emotional win overtime. Yeah, Penn State's way too good. Lay it.
This is a fun game. Clemson's going to the Carrier Dome. The last few times Clemson's gone to the Carrier Dome, the games have been really close, and the spread kind of dictates that. We got Clemson 7-point favorite. Al and Danny are on contrary sides. Danny, start us off.
Definitely fading Al here because he's wrong. Syracuse is a better team than Clemson, so they're probably going to win this game. They're at home.
Ooh.
That is a spicy take.
I'm gonna take them +7.
Hot. Yeah, I'm gonna lay 7 with Clemson. This is a spot where before I saw the spread, I said, "Ooh, this is a perfect spot to bet Syracuse." And I was thinking, I'll take Syracuse like +20, and they'll cover by a touchdown. But the spread is 7, so yeah, I'm not taking. I'm not going to take Syracuse to keep it within a touchdown.
Classic
Clemson, so
Al overthink. You're literally making me want to bet Northwestern against Penn State. You're so bad right now. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm doing that.
All right.
Look, the real reason behind that Penn State bet is that I've been refusing to lay points this season, and I keep losing my ass on dogs not covering, and I'm sick of it. Give me the points. I will lay all the points.
If it makes you feel worse, Sagarin has the game should be like 18 or 19 point spread for that one. So, yeah. All right. Sorry, I know that was like a buzzkill way to do that. Al, but I think you're right. I think Penn State should absolutely own Northwestern. UAB Tulane. Al, you got to play on this at the noon.
Yeah, so I know I just said I'm sick of losing when I take the points, but I'm taking the points of UAB here. I am a staunch believer in Tulane and Michael Pratt, and I think he's back in this one, but I don't think Tulane should be laying more than 3 touchdowns on, especially against a UAB team that just lost to Georgia by 28 last week. So, yeah, I don't see the problem taking the points.
I actually love your play here. It looks like the spread should be closer to 15 or 16. I think I'm going to be a buddy and join you on this. The ship can sync together. UAB, let's take it.
Stummin' Louise, this bitch.
Florida Kentucky is an interesting game. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I thought Kentucky looked okay this week, but they didn't look as dominant against Vanderbilt as they started that game. So
this is another one that's just like that Clemson game. I really was thinking about taking Kentucky and the points at home, but Florida, it's been 2 weeks now since Florida beat Tennessee. They got a cupcake with Charlotte in between. So I think Florida can show up. So I'm not confident enough to make a play in this one.
Really, the best game in the noon window is South Alabama, James Madison. Both teams have been playing really fucking well. I know no one knows South Alabama or James Madison. South Alabama went to Oklahoma State and won by like 20 the other day. And that may be a bad Oklahoma State team. But Al, what's your play on South Alabama, James Madison?
Yeah, so South Alabama, USA, they've been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde so far this year. They've had some really good games and some kind of clunkers in there too. James Madison has been absolutely dominating since at least like the midpoint of
Yeah,
last
they've been
year.
good.
That's a really good team. Like, was last year their first year in D1? I think
I
didn't
think
they
it
It
lose
was
was.
to
last
They
UVA
actually
year.
had a
at
really
point?
good start to last year.
Okay, so yeah, they're just on fire. So yeah, I'm laying 3 with James Madison at home against a USA team that they're better
Yeah,
than.
this is
Easy.
going to be a good ass game. Danny was right.
I
If you
just
had
tried to
to,
look up James Madison, by the way, and he's actually having a great season in Premier League this year, by the way.
oh hell yeah, James Madison is having a good season
Yeah,
for
that move
Tottenham.
to that move to Tottenham's really suited them well.
He has. Buffalo Akron. I don't really want to go too deep in detail. Andy is taking the points with Buffalo +3. Al, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I got cheeky. I took the over 57. It's a pretty high number, but not if you're a fan of Maction. And
hmm
anytime there's a Mac total that I initially say I should take the over on it. I'm not scared of what the number is. I'm rooting for
I
points.
like this way better on a Tuesday than I do on a Saturday at noon. I wanted to fade this and take the under, but I didn't. But I wanted to.
Listen, only like a soulless curmudgeon takes Mac unders.
On Saturday at noon, you take Mac under sometimes, but on
Okay.
Tuesday you take the Mac overs.
So I took everything in my power from last week not to bet Louisiana against Minnesota to take the points with Louisiana.
Yeah, why?
I want to because they hurt me so bad. That game last week hurt me. I was talking so much shit on the last ChuggieBets, and Buffalo like really ruined my day with their dumb onsides bullshit down 20. But let's go to the 130 window. We've got two directional MAC schools going head to head. I'm not overthinking this. Both teams play very slow, under 48 at 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to accidentally call
No,
you a
buddy, it's
soulless
okay.
curmudgeon, Matt. Those two plays lined up perfectly. But yeah, these are significantly worse
Yeah.
teams, or less exciting, I guess I would say. But Central Michigan's a lot better. Eastern Michigan is probably the worst team in college football, or very close to it.
Yeah.
They're very bad. So I'm going to lay 7.5 with Central Michigan. I don't care about the hook.
Bet the under with Matt, but I'm not doing any of it.
Yeah, both teams are super bad. Going to one of the worst, another awful, awful team in the MAC. Andy is taking the points with Kent State versus Miami of Ohio. I don't know. I mean, Kent State has been so
Yeah.
bad this year. They are like there's like 30 FCS teams that are
I was about
probably
to say when Matt said that, or when Al said that Eastern Michigan's one of the worst teams. Like we were about to talk about two teams that might be worse in Virginia and Kent State. We skipped right over Virginia, who's so bad, but like Kent State is the worst.
they're awful. They are awful. Their power rating.
And then the next game has the worst team.
Yeah, these are bad ones. So he's taking the points with Kent State. Good luck. Do not watch that game. Do not.
It's almost
You
like all these
Yeah.
these teams that we're talking about right now should have this whole other league where they call it like Division 2 or something. I don't know.
they get promoted and relegated.
I also
Yeah, like it should be
I
the
want to
champion.
I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for making it through that stinky ass 12 o'clock window. We're officially into the 3 o'clock window now.
You can stop
so-
mowing your lawn and start watching football now.
Yeah.
But do not go
Crack
to
a
your
cold
gas
one.
station to watch this game on the Pac-12 network.
If you did not
Arizona
crack
State.
a cold one while you were mowing your lawn, you were doing it wrong.
Yeah,
Honestly,
true.
if you didn't crack a cold one while mowing your lawn, you didn't mow your lawn. Go out there and try again.
Yeah.
Cut it shorter.
You missed the spot.
You got Arizona State
You forgot to
at
add.
California. Arizona State looked feisty against USC. California got wagoned by Washington. Andy is taking 12 points. I think he's believing in Arizona State. I don't know. I got nothing for that. Danny, what are you thinking?
I think that Arizona State is one of the worst teams in college football. I think that they looked feisty, but I think that feisty doesn't actually cover. So I'm going to take Cal. I know that Cal didn't look great last week, but I think that this is a get right game for them.
Yeah, I do think California is better than Arizona State by a considerable margin. I don't know if 12 is that margin, but yeah, that's fine with me.
I don't have like a like AI spreadsheet like Andy does. I just look at like some basic numbers, but I would expect Cal to win this game by like in the 17 point between 17 points to 3 touchdown range. So
yeah, no, that's
Andy's AI spreadsheet just makes me picture like I'm just imagining him like pulling up Microsoft Bing and being like, what's does Bing have a Siri? Just being like, ask Google Bard, who wins this matchup, which side to take.
Ooh, people like this one. Okay.
Take all the oh God.
Wins this matchup, what side to take?
Okay. Well, we're binging. We're live binging here on the podcast.
So I picture Short Circuit when I picture his AI like Short Circuit Johnny 5.
Like Johnny 2.3.
Typing things into his spreadsheet for him with his little like tank tracks driving around.
Yeah.
Matt's like, I never saw that movie. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Andy just loves the Bobo version of everything. So he's using Bing, he's using Bard. What like I don't know, is Google Sheets the Bobo version of Excel, or has it
it's the Freebo version?
Yeah.
I mean, I pay for Excel. I'll give you guys all my login.
I'm good. I have Excel.
Yeah, I like the shareability of the old Google Sheets.
Let's go to a game between the
No, we're going to Georgia Auburn, guys. We're
going Georgia Auburn.
This is another crappy game, but it's a name brand game. This is a name brand.
I don't know if Matt screwed up or if he actually saw that it was the Iron Bowl and that was his reaction.
No, I'm gonna figure out.
Let's go to a great guy. Oh no!
What game is between the hedges? Is it?
Oh, that's Florida, Georgia.
No, Georgia plays between the hedges.
Georgia.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I messed up my pun there. Go ahead, Danny. I'm sorry.
I'm taking Auburn plus 14.5. They're not going to win this game, but Georgia hasn't been super impressive this season. Like I said before, I kind of feel like they're in that end of their dynasty range, that like 2 to 3 year run a lot of these dynasties have, that the non-Alabama dynasties. So I think Auburn will like make it an actual game, but not win. And although Auburn, I think, is one of the worst teams in the SEC, I think they'll keep this within 2 touchdowns. So we'll see how it goes. Also, I give out a lot of losers, so this might be one of them.
The problem with I didn't know if I wanted to take the under or Auburn's team total under in this game. Auburn rolled 3 quarterbacks out last week, and they had like 56 passing yards. It wasn't a great performance, but Georgia is also.
But they don't have one anymore, and they didn't have one even since Bo Nix went to.
Hugh Freeze can dial up offense, right? He's always been able to find some. He's got that Gus Malzahn quality where even if you don't have a quarterback, you got something.
Yeah, because he has like 9 running backs back then, though.
But Georgia's all their starting wide receivers are still hurt. Their running backs are hurt. They had like some random ass dude running routes with like a mullet, and he was white. I didn't understand what's going on there. He was a wide receiver for Georgia. I knew they've been injured. I'm gonna take Auburn's team total under 14.5.
Did they go to Australia?
I think they did.
To get some wide receivers.
I think they did.
Bring some Bailey Smith out here to play wide receiver.
Bring some of the big boys back. But yeah, Auburn team total under 14.5 feels like the right play here. I do think the game will be low scoring. I just don't know if I feel as good on the spread.
Yeah, so again, low scoring game, double touchdown dog. I agree, low scoring game. I didn't want to take the under because if it ends up with Auburn scoring a couple touchdowns, I didn't want to go the under.
Understand completely.
So I like your bet too, by the way.
Yeah. Let's go Michigan, Nebraska. Al.
You're so dumb, Al. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't fade you on this.
Yeah, I hate it, but I also love it. I'm going to take Nebraska plus 18 at home. This is their Super Bowl. Michigan's an autopilot.
They've been autopilot because they've been rolling for like 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't cover against
their coach is back. Their coach is back.
Wasn't he back last week?
He did cover last week.
No, he had a 4-game suspension. He's back now, right?
No, he was back last week. They were doing triple reverses against Rutgers for some reason. Like you needed that.
Oh yeah. Like they are there in vacation mode for like the next 2 months. It's not until like the end of November where they play a game that actually matters. So they're gonna cruise to like 2-3 touchdown wins against everybody, but they're gonna get Nebraska's best shot here, and I think they'll play well enough to just barely cover that 18. Nebraska plus 18.
Yeah, that sure. I don't know. Michigan has
Right.
one of the
Why
weakest
not?
schedules I've seen in a long time. They
This
don't
is
play
Al's
anyone
worst
until
pick.
November.
This is Al's worst pick. This is so bad it should be my chuggy bet, but I'm not going to do
It's
it.
weird, Danny. I see a blank space.
You can do
3
it.
columns
That's all
over under
yours,
the
buddy.
name
No,
Danny. I
I'm
don't see any
literally
Michigan minus
like
18.
so because I'm so bad at picks, I gotta limit myself, right? Or
Okay.
I'm gonna end up like so. Andy can just throw out 40 picks and go 500 at worst, and maybe he'll like have a hot streak and go 30 and 10. If I throw out 40 picks, I'll go 10 and 30, and then I'm down, and then I'm
You're
down
down
20 picks for the
20
rest of this,
units.
20 units for the rest of the season. So I'm just trying to limit it to 6 a
Okay.
week,
Okay.
and sometimes I might accidentally throw out 9 because we drink beer during the podcast.
We do.
Yeah. I was just trying to goad you into it.
Didn't work.
Nope. So close.
By the way, Al still has 2 chuggies for a.
Yeah, actually, Danny, chug a beer, please.
Let's
I
keep
only
up
have
with
one
that.
more.
I'm gonna get you
Go-
I'm gonna convince you to follow me on this one. Texas minus 17 at home against Kansas. That's gonna be a
do
great
want
game.
so this is the only non-fade Al, but yeah, this is a good game. And
What
Quinn
is
Ewers
the
is so good.
what is the
He's been
total?
playing good.
It's got to be in the 60s. I would guess it's high 50s, low 60s.
It is 63-64.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Hmm.
A couple more points than the generic college football 56 they slap on things when they don't know. They're like 56. I don't know 56.
That was my number when I played 55
Oh,
or
nice.
50. I played 50.
You're an under.
I played 55 and 56.
56.
Didn't you play
yeah,
tight end?
I was 10 when I played tight end, but I also played guard, which I played 55 and 56.
The number 10 or the age 10?
No, the number.
Okay.
I think this
That
could be
was
a good
great podcasting, guys. I don't know why I brought that up. Sorry.
game. This is not a great game. Sorry, Andrew, but Illinois Purdue. You two are in lockstep. It's adorable.
I didn't
Danny.
follow Al on that one, by the way, because I have Texas by 21, and I don't think 4 points is enough value.
Okay.
But I like the pick.
Thank you.
Danny, why do you like under in Illinois Purdue?
So I like under in Illinois Purdue because Illinois unders. Illinois has been ass this year, right? They're 2-2. They're not. They don't have any cornerbacks anymore. Their offense has been shit. Their defense has been shit. But Purdue has been more ass. And when you have 2 total ass teams, you bet the under, especially when under 50 is hit in just about every Illinois game this year. So when you get
Is there a
53,
more existential question than why do you like the under in Illinois Purdue? Why does the posi track work on a 67 Pontiac? Why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? It just is, and it just does, and I just do. Under
Fair
53
enough.
and a half.
I don't like that I'm not fading Al on this though.
Yeah.
It kills the
Something
game.
stupid's gonna happen, isn't it?
This is a real dog shit bet. This next one. So.
Matto, you don't have a play on Wagner versus Rutgers. Nobody has a.
I haven't
like,
power branked.
I know
haven't
330 has
power
better games, but if you guys could like pause all the other 330 games and just mow your lawn during Wagner Rutgers, that's the time.
the other games don't exist. We just live in a vacuum of time.
There's not a line out yet, but take Rutgers. That's the play. Haven't they covered like a million games in a row?
They've been really good.
Rutgers has been covering a lot, yeah.
They don't win, but they cover. But that one
They
will
do.
win.
Yeah, good teams win, great teams cover, unless you're a dog all the time.
Matt,
Oh.
tell me about Bowling Green.
Honestly,
tell me about Georgia Tech.
This is just too many points. I hate it because Georgia Tech's going to go out there and Haynes King me to death. All the shit I've ever talked about Haynes King on this podcast, which has been like 4 separate episodes, he's going to go out there and just hump Bowling Green into submission. But take the points with Bowling Green, 22.5. I'm doing it. All right, I'm going to roll through a couple Andes. I like all of these. These are fun. Houston, Texas Tech, over 51.5. Texas Tech is
I think that's a Houston play, or I'm sorry, a Texas Tech play, because their offense has been better than Houston's.
Texas Tech has been bad this year too. It's weird. Everyone was saying they're like a trendy pick to win the Big 12, and I think they're like 1-3. Not great, but they can still always score, especially in Lubbock.
You know, a really
They're
wise
averaging
man.
close to 30 points a game. Texas Tech is averaging 27. I kind of get it the over.
A really wise man
Bad
once
defenses
said,
too.
"When you've got two bad teams, take the under. But sometimes when you got two bad teams, take the over."
Yep.
Especially if both those teams are bad at defense.
Yeah.
Baylor UCF, Baylor plus 12.5. I'm guessing this is a not John Rice Plumlee existing. I kind of thought UCF played okay last week with Timmy McLean from the limited time I watched it. Kansas State's a wagon, especially in the Little Apple there, but and Will Howard was healthy. So the score looks much worse than the actual gameplay. I thought they played okay. But plus 12.5, that makes sense. Old Dominion plus 14 on Marshall. I know Al likes Marshall this year. I think that's plus 14 seems like the right number to play.
Yeah, I hate that play. I hate that pick. Andy's dumb.
Okay.
Bad, stinky, awful pick. Don't follow that one.
This is one of the Baylor UCF pick is one of the worst picks I've seen. UCF minus 6.5 or something is where I would be at. I almost want to play this, but like I didn't because I don't know the quarterback situation and I don't like unknowns.
It's not John Rice Plumlee.
Right.
It isn't this week. So, okay, hold your nose and let's go, boys. We got Missouri going into Vanderbilt. I know everyone's like in love with Missouri because the fat kicker kicked a 61-yarder.
I'm not in love with him.
It's too many points. Luther Burden is fucking awesome. Their wide receiver is going to be an NFL player, and he is super young. He's very fun to watch. It's too many points. Plus 13.5. Take them with Vandy.
Okay.
Let's go.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
No, it feels like the right side. I hate it, but it feels like the right side.
Don't love it.
Boise State, Memphis, fun game. I don't have a play on it, but that seems like a good game to watch. Hawaii UNLV, Andy is laying 11. I'm sorry, taking 11 with a Hawaii in Las Vegas at minus 108 for some reason. He indicated it. I don't know if those are worse odds than he normally takes, but okay. 6 o'clock. I'm sure we're on the SEC network.
The $2 per 100 that he would have to lay.
He said ignore it. He's just noting it for his own.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. LSU, Ole Miss. I'm sure this is on the SEC network because it's at that weird 6 o'clock hour that no games exist. I like to lay the 3 points with LSU. LSU didn't look great last week. They looked great the week prior at Mississippi State. I think LSU is a far more talented team than Ole Miss. This could be a fun game.
Yep. That's why
I do think this game has some firework potential. The weakness with LSU is their cornerbacks. Everything else is pretty solid. And Florida State manipulated those cornerbacks to death with their giant wide receivers. So we'll see what Ole Miss and Jackson Dart can do with it. Jackson Dart's strength is on the ground. And he can throw the ball, but his ability to run as well, it makes him valuable. You don't want to run into LSU. They're giant on the defensive line. I like LSU here. Lay the 3.
Yeah, I'm with you. Same thing.
I kind of like the over 62.5 in this game.
It's
seems like
so
a good
high.
play.
It's such a high number. Is that what it is? I thought I just looked and it was 66.5. Maybe.
Yeah, I see 62.5 out there.
Or
Oh no,
60
I'm sorry, that was
65
open.
and
I'm sorry, that was
65.5.
open. 65.5 is what's that now? It opened at 62. I still like the over at 65.5, but I didn't bet it because I just don't see enough value on it. I didn't like it at 62.5 enough to bet it either because I actually would have bet it at 62, but I didn't get it.
Not early enough.
Yeah, I wasn't early enough to pull the trigger.
Man, I'm playing all these games in these dumb windows. We got Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. This is a fun game. Both of these games are more fun than a lot of the games in the 3:30 window. I am taking the points with Coastal Carolina. Both Georgia Southern and Georgia State have been good to the point where Sunshine is buying new houses from the amount he's been betting. So I'm assuming, and I think Chris will probably lay the 6.5 with Georgia Southern. I do think Georgia
We're going
Southern.
to give him. He's not here to confirm, but we're going to give him the opportunity next week.
That's his chuggy bet.
That this can be his chuggy bet on the minus 6.5. He has one more opportunity. He could take one or the other. It's either Georgia Southern or Georgia State, and these are going to be his picks.
This is his pick official. He is officially on Georgia Southern minus 6.5.
Dude, he loves both these teams, and I know that he loves the one who can get it done.
Granger.
That's right.
Not
one
Old
who can get
Dominion.
it done.
Not we don't trust Old Dominion Trucking Company. We're a Granger family here. But yeah, it's too many points in my opinion. I think it's probably a 2-point game. I do think Georgia Southern wins, but not by 6.5.
I hope I can get in front of
You're
a
absolutely
TV that
right.
has
Chris
this
would
game on.
Chris would take this pick because he did it with Georgia State last week, and he whooped my ass.
Yeah, no, Coach, they're a good team. They're a good ass team. Let's go to Iowa State going in Norman, Oklahoma at 7:00 to face Oklahoma Sooners. Al, what are you thinking?
OU minus 20. Lay it. That's it.
Okay.
The end. No additional points needed.
Yep. No, that makes sense. East Carolina is going into into Houston, Texas to face Rice. Andy's taking over 48.
I don't know where the points are going to come from in this game, but Andy thinks they're coming from someone.
48 is not a lot of points in college, but yeah, no, it's everything about.
That's definitely why Andy has the over. He's like, oh, they got to come from somewhere. But like, there's some games where you're like, but where?
This looks like it's like a Where's Waldo of points.
But I don't know what defense is going to stop the points from coming.
True.
You know, like I'm not betting this because I don't know what's going to happen.
Al's looking for non sequiturs from that state.
I just thought of Cade McNamara. I was like, I'll just leave that thought in my head.
Coming and coming and coming.
Keep coming.
Let's go, Troy, Georgia State. We got a lot of action on this one. Danny, start us off.
So I bet against Georgia State last week. I bet against the one who can get it done, Granger, because I like Grayson. I thought Grayson was better than Granger. I was wrong. Clearly, the game proved that out. So I'm going with Granger this week because he's only given up 1 point. I don't think Troy is better than him. And I'm also giving Chris the opportunity to make this pick before the game happens. We'll confirm that with him before it happens.
Never met a cool guy named Troy. Right.
I have.
Yeah.
I know a cool Troy. I know a cool Troy.
What's a famous Troy?
Troy, who's
Cowboy Troy?
Troy Werner? What's that?
Troy Vincent? Troy Vincent? Cowboy Troy?
Cowboy Troy.
The mini-me from Austin Powers. Troy Varner?
Trey Werner.
Is it? Oh, okay. Then yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, not important.
Cowboy Troy. Cowboy Troy is my favorite Troy, I think.
Yeah, so I think my point stands.
I think you're probably right.
Never met a cool Troy.
I mean, Danny knows a couple of cool Troys. I don't know many Troys in general.
I know Troys from college that were cool.
Okay.
How about Texas State, Southern Miss? Do you know any of them? Because Andy knows that Southern Miss is going to cover the 7. So take USM plus 7 for Andy. Let's go to a nice SEC East battle. South Carolina and Spencer Rattler, looking pretty good this year, even though he's dying because their offensive line is a turnstile. Going to Tennessee. Andy's taking the under 63.5 here. Seems like a dangerous game, but Danny, what are you thinking here?
I hate that under that Andy's taking, but like obviously he's probably right if we're going to go between the two of our picks. I have been so wrong about Milton stepping into that Tennessee role and letting his jawline do all the throwing because you have to throw with accuracy, not just strength. And like he has giant biceps and they throw the ball so far, but it's too far and not in the right direction. So I am taking USC here. Like I'm still going with most handsome quarterback in college this year of Joe Milton, but no, South Carolina has been pretty impressive. Like I was not expecting them to be this good in the SEC this year, and the Rattlers going to rattle them. Yeah, no, like 12.5. This should be more like an even money game based on the way these two teams have played. So I'm definitely taking the almost 2 touchdowns.
Fair enough. If you went into the season and was saying, hey, you know what, maybe the best game of the weekend, it's Notre Dame Duke, you would have laughed at me.
This is, though.
It's a good game. We got Notre Dame going into Wallace Wade Stadium, where Dabo hates how far the bathrooms are from the locker or from the field side because it's a 3-minute walk, and he's got to go over the track. But all of that aside, and all that bullshit I just talked, Al, what are you thinking in Notre Dame Duke?
Yeah, so this one I felt like getting a little frisky with it. So this is another one of the games like what was the other one? Clemson, Syracuse, where it feels like a really good spot for the home team, but the line seems kind of short. But this one seems maybe a little suspiciously short. So I'm gonna take Duke plus 5.5 at home against Notre Dame. I don't know if they win, but I think they can keep it close.
I'm not
Yeah.
fading out here because Riley Leonard's really good, and I'm gonna live bet the shit out of this while I watch it. Probably wait, hope Notre Dame gets to the kickoff and like scores, and then bet Duke. But
Yeah, I like it. I'm going to be watching this game. This is going to be the prime
it's
game.
my
of
favorite
the
game. It's gonna be lots of points. It's probably an over bet too, but like I didn't look at the total. So
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
over a few bets here while Matt chugs a beer, just because
Oh, okay.
I want to watch him do that. So
I love
we're, ju-
watching Matt Chug beer.
we're jumping ahead to West Virginia TCU, where Andy
Uh-huh.
has 2 plays. He's going to take the over 51, which is an interesting take, but he's also taking West Virginia plus 11. He really wants my bad team to do well, and so I'm not a big fan of that, but Andy apparently is. So, and then App State, ye of those, the team that went and lost a game by getting their field goal blocked and returned on them. I think they're out for blood here. They're 13.5-point favorites against Louisiana Monroe. App State is in good shape this year. They're a good team. I think they're pissed they lost that game, and I think they come out swinging and they cover that number clearly. And then Andy is taking San Diego State plus 11 at Air Force. And I think that's a bit of a bold pick, but I don't hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it.
You hate it?
But I
don't wanna
trust
bet
Andy's
I don't want to bet
spreadsheet.
against Air Force at all right now.
No,
Yeah.
they're good. But
So-
he'll probably be right. So what do I know? Let's go to Stark Vegas. Bama. Bama's going into Stark Vegas. This feels like a lot of points, but I don't think it is. I'm laying 14.5 with Alabama. Look, they didn't look great last weekend. I don't know if they're good at offense. I don't know if
Well, they're not.
They're
They're not
can
good at
throw-
offense. They don't have a quarterback.
Milroe
I'm with you on
is-
the pick. I'm with you on the pick, but not because of that.
Yeah, look. I
So
think
Andy,
Milroe can
Danny,
throw-
you think Alabama, they found a defense sometime between the end of that last game and this one?
You mean the game where they held Mississippi to 10 points, or the game where they held USF to 3 points? Did they find a defense?
They got a defense. They're
Okay.
pretty good on defense.
Do I think they found a defense when they've in 2 games held teams to less than 2 touchdowns? Yeah. Yeah, I think that Alabama has a defense. Are you talking about the Texas game where one of the best offenses in the country put up 34 on them? No, they can't stop Quinn Ewers. You're right.
Yours is
But
good.
but Quinn Ewers ain't coming into town, bud. Mississippi State's coming into
I don't
town.
know. Stark feels like a place where Quinn Ewers probably would come into town. You randomly find him.
It's
To
true.
be fair, if the mullet grows back, he's coming in.
He feels like he spring breaks at Stark Vegas. He's
You're
like,
like,
this is where
Quinn
I'm
Ewers ain't walking through that door, and I'm like, I don't know. He might.
he's there right now.
He might be walking through that door.
So Mississippi State just got their asses kicked by LSU 2 weeks ago, and now they lost to South Carolina, who we thought at the beginning of the year would be near the bottom of the SEC, but now we're thinking they might be better. And that last week's win was one of the reasons. But like maybe Mississippi State should have been the team that we're thinking should be near the bottom of the SEC, and that's why I'm taking this line.
Okay,
I agree. Mississippi State seems like a team that has lost its identity. They're trying to run the ball. Mike Leach tried to throw the ball 70 times a game. I don't know why they made that shift. Maybe they don't have the personnel or the coaches to call the plays anymore. Alabama can't throw the ball in the medium. They can run the ball with their quarterback, and he can throw it. He's got Joe Milton to him where he loves throwing it 70 yards. But that short part of the field is very tough for him. Either way, lay the 14.5. And finally, Washington, Arizona. Washington's going to win by $1 billion. Don't worry about that. But
no, the Alabama Mississippi State 9 o'clock, also a good game though. So we got like we were saying earlier, trash games early, but we got good games late here at 7:30 and 9.
Yeah, and then finally, Andy has got
You can go to
Nevada.
bed early though. When that 9 o'clock game ends, just go to sleep because
Restart
Washington's
your stomach.
definitely covering against Arizona. We're not nobody's betting it here because the line was like too high, but that's like 30 points or something. And then Nevada Fresno, Andy's taking plus 24.5, and nobody else even thinks that's a good idea. So
Nope. But
Andy would say too many points or something, and we'd
I
all be
don't
like,
hate that pick actually.
I don't hate it either. It just feels like a lot.
the
The
whole
reason
reason I hate it is because I thought Jake Hayner was still playing for Fresno until we had this conversation, like before the podcast started. And then I was like, oh no, he plays for New Orleans now. Maybe that is a good pick. And that was the end of it.
the
I'm not
reason
doing it.
I think I like Nevada and the points here is just because Fresno State covered so easily last week. It feels like you don't routinely cover big spreads unless you're really good, and I don't think they're really good. If that makes sense.
yeah,
So I'm
takes a
not
lot of
betting it,
work to
but I
cover
support Andy.
a 3-touchdown spread.
Dude,
Yeah.
Andy's the guy who knows his shit here and has the spreadsheets that like get his stuff done. Al plays the fielding plays well. Matt gets over 500 somehow, and I just fucking wear stupid ass Mickey hats while I while I pick losers and try and be funny. So like those are our roles here.
Let's stop talking about losers and let's talk about winners that are guaranteed. Let's pick a chuggy bet. Andy is taking Nevada plus 24.5, the game we just said. He's taking the last game of the night as his chuggy bet. So if you guys want to ride with him on that, you'll be up till 2:15 in the morning, guaranteed. East Coast.
The good thing though is that if you do that, it doesn't matter if you're down big on the day or you're up big. You can get back to zero or up twice as big if you're taking that chuggy bet lock on the last game of the night.
Oh, I
I
didn't
hate that
understand
Hawaii is
any
Get
of
it all
that. I
back
can't
at the
tell
end
if
of the
it's
night.
because you're drunk or I'm drunk, but I didn't understand what you just said.
Okay.
You can get back in it. That late night
I'm
chase.
saying it doesn't
thing.
matter what happens throughout the day because you got a lock on the last game of the night.
Okay, got you now.
I'm gonna give you a noon slater for Saturday. I'm gonna take James Madison -3. That's my chuggy bet.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm going to bet it separately, but
If you can figure out how to watch it, set your phone on top of your lawnmower.
yeah, that's the key.
Sorry, now would be a good time to point out that I am well, I guess week 0 doesn't count. Well, I guess it does count, but I've won 4 straight chuggy bets, so that one should be a lock too. And Sunshine has not lost a chuggy bet. He's 3-0-1 on his, but he's not here. But I guess he would say Georgia Southern would be his lock.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Should I pick one I don't think I'm going to win? Because I'm like 0-4 on chuggy bets, and I should keep people going.
No, we'll just know the failures.
Okay, well I'm going the under in Illinois Purdue for my chuggy bet.
Okay.
Under
Good.
53.5, and I really like it, but like now that I know that I suck at these, I don't like it as much anymore.
And I've only won one this year. So let's do Auburn team total under 14.5. That feels right.
There you go.
All right, guys. Please
Just
feel
lock 'em
free to
in.
like, subscribe, share with a friend, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell anyone you want. Leave comments if you have questions or you want us to talk about something particular. We will talk about it. So please feel free to do that. We appreciate it. Thank you for all for the listenership and for following us at this point. I'm drunk, so let's get the hell out of here. For Danny, for Al, I'm Matt. Cheers, everybody. Good night, Kent.
Good night, Matt.
Joey.
Good night, Andy. Andy drank around the world. I'm jealous. You drank around the world too.
Yeah. Yesterday.
I hate not being there and seeing that other people are there and just wanting to be there. Sounds great.
Then
Oh,
just
it's
come.
the best.
I
It's
know,
the
I should.
best. I want to drink around the world so bad. I don't want to go to the Magic Kingdom at all. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, the Magic Kingdom is so fun to take like 4 and 2-year-old girls, but you have a 7-year-old boy, 7 now?
yeah, he's going to be 8 soon.
A 7-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl.
Yep.
So like the
She'll
2-year-old
be
girl,
fun soon. Yeah, she'll be fun at that.
2-year-old
Too.
girl is probably fun now if you take her to see the princesses. You don't show her all the princess shit though.
No, we don't. I don't know why. It's just something I
She'll
don't know.
love it if you show it to her. Like you're just parenting in a way that you don't want to go to Magic Kingdom. You're parenting in a way that you
Well,
want.
that you want to go to Epcot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
hell yeah, I
no.
do.
He's
No,
parenting
that's
in a
the way to
way
do
that
it.
he want. No, he's parenting in a way that he wants to go to Hollywood Studio or not Hollywood Studios.
I
Universal.
love Hollywood Studios. I love
Universal
that too.
Studios. I love Hollywood. Dude, we go to all the parks. We go to them
Yeah.
all. The
That's
girls
a
love
lot.
them all.
Well, it's not even Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is such a production just to get in. Like, so say you're not staying at a Disney hotel. I got to park my car, and then take a tram to get to a monorail to get to a park. Monorail's fun. I hate waiting in lines before I even get in the park. That shit sucks. And then I know I'm going to be waiting in lines all day, right? So like,
Yeah, the
Battle,
waiting in
just-
lines part is just like
Battle, just
ruins.
tell the
and
Battle, just
and I'm
tell the
going to be
truth. You don't like Magic Kingdom because they don't sell beer.
that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna wait in line sober. Hate that the most. Love Epcot.
They need that
Love
dude
Hollywood
from
Studios.
the Miami Hurricanes games. It's like Gatorade, ice cold Gatorade, hot dogs.
The guy with the elephant hat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I've never once gone to Magic Kingdom. Well, I have once, but like in the last several years of going to Magic Kingdom, I don't go completely sober ever.
Okay, but
Completely. Do you know how I go to Magic Kingdom?
How?
First off, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. You guys know this about me. So if there are bush lights in the fridge when I wake up at 5 a.m., there will not be bush lights in the fridge anymore by the time we're on our way to Magic Kingdom. I will have 4 or 5, but before anybody wakes up. I got
Okay.
2 hours, right?
That actually is really like the getting up at 5 a.m. is worth it, if only for just sitting in a silent house with a coffee or a beer or whatever.
Dude, I fucking jog now and like it.
Yeah. Just for the silence.
Yes. I don't even put a podcast on. Sometimes like we're going to see Eric Church on Friday and I'm super excited and I've been putting his music on so I like have more lyrics in my head so I'll be able to sing along and stuff. But like sometimes I'll just like do nothing. But yeah, so I like we were in Disney and I jogged listening to fucking nothing. I was just like, I just want the fucking silence. I jogged. You know where I went? We were in Saratoga Springs. I jogged over to where you can the bag drop. The Saratoga Springs is like the resort where Lake Buena Vista Golf Club is. And I was like, I've been here. I love this golf club. I'm just gonna jog in this circle. And I'm a slow ass jogger. Like it's 5 fucking a.m. man. I'm not like doing Matt like 9-minute miles or whatever he does. I jog a 17-minute mile, man. I'm not like
That's good. It's good to get out there.
We went to the zoo the other day, and I was like, because we have passes, and it's so we can go as much as we want. We don't pay anything. And there were women there jogging, and I was like, oh shit, that's a great idea to go to the zoo and go jog. Like I should do that.
Yeah, like if you don't have a job.
Yeah.
So we do. I do that before anybody wakes up, and then I make everybody get to our breakfast station at 7 a.m. That's like Missy, the girls, everybody needs to know we're going to get breakfast at 7 a.m.
So you guys are such early risers. That's my problem. I don't like to wake up early ever. And my family's even worse than I am, right? Like I'm someone who likes to drink late.
Worse than you? No, I mean Natalie gets up more before you, no?
Not on vacation. I love theme parks. I am a giant child at heart. I will go to the theme park to go at the theme park. My problem with Magic Kingdom is if I start drinking, I can't unring the bell. You know, like
oh no, let me finish. Let me finish.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
So I wake up at like 5. I'll like do a jog or exercise.
Yeah,
I'll drink a couple of beers
you
after.
jog, Danny. Jesus.
I don't jog while I drink the beer. I drink the beer, then I jog, then I drink more beer, and
wow,
then everybody wakes up.
So you pre-jog drink?
I drink a beer with my pills.
Okay, safe way to do it.
And then I throw that beer away, and then I jog, and then I finish, and then I drink a couple. It's vacation, man. I'm waking up. I'm already.
Dude,
I'm
This is your daily routine. Yeah.
I'm not judging drinking.
This isn't like I'm going to work. Anyway, so we do that, and then I.
Oh shit! Are we still recording? Hang on.
No.